if something that somebody says or does really affects you or triggers you, that's because there's a shadow within yourself that needs to be healed, that needs to be looked at. Okay. So it's like, if somebody says something to you, it might be that as an empath, you can feel the energy of that. Maybe their energy isn't in full integrity. Maybe their energy is a little bit off. And if you have healed that shadow, then you won't be triggered by it. You won't be bothered by it, right? So it will kind of create a situation where you are, if you're triggered, you're needing to see that. You're needing to see that shadow, and that's why it's triggering you. Okay. And so then we have that we naturally attract dark entities that want to feed off of our energy. That could be true. That could be true, right? But what you focus on grows. Where your attention and intention goes is where the energy flows. So if you're focusing on that, if you're focusing on that there are dark energies around you, that you're this light being and then they want to, attack you, then you're going to manifest more of that experience, right? What you focus on grows. Darkness is always there. And I'm not saying that darkness isn't there. It absolutely is. There's a duality there. And it's important to focus on the darkness inside yourself, to love that darkness, to have compassion for that darkness. When I have had experiences with shadow entities, it's really interesting what happens sometimes is that sometimes I'll like wake up in the middle of the night or something, and I will sense a shadow being in the room with me. And at first I'll feel scared, right? But then I'll be like, okay, what is it? What's up? Like, what are you trying to tell me? Who are you? And one time when I did this, the shadow melted away. It was like this big, like scary looking shadow being. And the shadow just melted away. When I got curious, when I just questioned it a little bit and was like with some compassion, like, hey, what's up? With some curiosity, the shadow melted away and it revealed my inner child. There was an aspect of my inner child that was using that shadow being, that was using that cover to protect itself, right? That feeling that it needed to be protected. Yeah. And Bianca says, yes, triggers are gold mines. They show you what is within you that wants your witness and possibly healing. Exactly. They really are gold mines, right? So I could have chosen in that moment to be like, oh my gosh, this is so scary. Like I need to do spiritual protection. Like, where are my crystals? I mean, I'm not hating on crystals. They have a lot of other purposes. I need my crystals. I need my sage. I need to do a spell. I need to put a bubble of light, blah, blah, blah. Or I just got curious. I just was like, hey, what's up? Why are you here? What's going on? Stood in my power. And it revealed my inner child, something that needed healing. Even if you look at the words safety and protection, they have different connotations. They have different feelings and meanings. So safety is actually a state of being. Safe is what you are or are not based on your belief, right? Because you're creating your reality from a place of belief, because beliefs inform thoughts, thoughts inform feelings, and your thoughts and your feelings are what inform your actions and your manifestations. So if you believe that you are safe, truly believe it, not just like fake, although you can fake it till you feel it. Definitely. That's a good practice. Fake it till you feel it. Figure out why you don't feel safe. But if you feel safe, if you believe that you are safe, you are. It's a state of being. Protection it's a verb. It's a thing you do or someone else does. Protection is an action that you take in order to feel safe or be safe. But if you are practicing protection, then that means that you believe that you are unsafe. Because if you believed that you were safe, you wouldn't feel that you needed protection. Am I right? Let me know in the comments if this is making sense to you, or if you have more questions on it, if it's resonating. So the safest place to be is where you are, is a mantra to help you understand that you are safe. No matter where you go, no matter who you're around, no matter what their stuff is, because there's people and they have stuff. Yeah, we're not just alone in this reality, right? We are co-creating. And yet, if you are safe, if you believe that you are safe, then it doesn't matter where you go or who you are around. Right now, yes, makes sense. Awesome. Now, there are certain soul contract aspects, right? So in your soul contract, you may have agreed to experience certain types of things, certain types of attack, or certain types of negative things, or to die in a certain way. I'm thinking of Yeshua or Christ, right? Again, everything is based on belief. If you feel like if you believe you're a beacon for bad things, you are. Whether you believe that you can or you can't, you're right. Okay, so I got rid of several bad entities with techniques used for protection. Sure. Having more tools in your arsenal is a good thing. Yes, unless you are continuing to manifest more of what you don't want. Because if you are banishing them using the tools of protection, that's because you believe those tools of protection work. And yet you believe you need to be protected, which means you believe you are not safe, which means you will continue to be attacked and need to protect yourself, right? Okay, so you can't disregard protection. It has a time and place, because when things get real, you want to arm yourself. Okay, so I don't mean to disregard protection, because there is a time in your journey, and I'm not trying to sound holier than thou, or high and mighty or whatever. I used to practice spiritual protection too. It didn't work in the long term, right? So there is a time and place for protection. When you do not yet believe that you are safe, when you have not yet faced and healed enough shadows that help you truly start to believe and see the evidence of that the safest place to be is where you are. Yes, protection has a time and place at that point, but after that, it does not. Yes, there are things that are going on in our social political world right now. There are things going on in the economy right now. Okay, it's not about burying our head in the sand. It's that, and I am safe. That is happening. It is a reflection thematically, maybe way blown up and looking really big and crazy and scary, a reflection of what's going on inside of me. Boundaries over protection. Yes, because that has such a different energy. When you set boundaries, it has a totally different energy than protection. When you're setting a boundary, you're outlining, this is what I will accept and this is what I won't accept. Okay. And then sometimes we fudge, we waffle, because as empaths, as light workers, as sensitive people, we're getting used to setting boundaries. We're getting used to being okay with being a person who sets boundaries, right? The tools to help raise your vibration so you are not a match to lower vibrational entities. However, the safety comes from knowing you are a sovereign being. Absolutely. Absolutely. That, and you're embodying your power. Yes, very true. Very true. Yeah, so boundaries, so boundaries is like, this is what I will accept. This is what I won't accept. I'm standing in my power. Here it is. Take it or leave it. And if you leave it, I'm leaving. Yeah, like boundaries. Or there's protection, which is like, I don't really feel comfortable with this situation or this person. I didn't really want to say yes to this. So I'm going to put a bubble of light around myself. I'm going to shield myself and my energy so that nobody can get me. Totally different vibe, right? Boundaries over protection. Absolutely. Please disagree with me. And it's not that I am right. It's just that I am rooted in my truth. And I know what I know. I'm going to give you the flashlight analogy here with this one. So imagine a flashlight that is turned off in the dark, in a dark room. Okay. It's a flashlight. It's turned off. The room is pitch black. People are walking into the room. Okay. They can't see the flashlight. So they're stepping all over it. They trip, they spill their drink on it, they step on it, they stomp on it, they trip on it, they yell because, ouch, I hurt my foot. So they're getting that emotional energy. They're mad at the flashlight. So that flashlight is just taking all of that on and is just having to take it because it doesn't have its light turned on, right? But when the flashlight has its light turned on, it might be a little stark for some people. It might shine them in the eyes and be like, whoa, at first, but that flashlight is then shining its energy out. It is making its energy known. It is making itself seen. It's making itself felt in the room. So if the flashlight is on, unless you encounter someone who's super duper ungrounded, right? Which is where the clearing your energy on a regular basis, spiritual hygiene comes in. Nobody's going to step on it. Nobody's going to spill their drink on it. Nobody's going to yell at it. In fact, people will be grateful. They will be grateful for the flashlight because it helps them see in the dark, because that flashlight is shining its light, shining its energy out, standing in its power and doing what it was meant to do. Okay. So does this make sense? Does that analogy make sense to you? So the reality is, low vibrational energies out there. We need to keep this energy away. So yes, there are low vibrational energies out there. How do you keep them away? Not by hiding in your protective bubble, but by turning your light on, standing in your power, and using your voice in a compassionate way, compassionate and firm and assertive. That is how you keep that energy away. They literally, anybody who is super fearful or angry, they just won't resonate with it. Now, if they're a family member or a friend, they, yes, makes sense. Awesome. They might try to poke at that. They might be uncomfortable, and it's like, well, I have to be in a relationship with this person long term if it's family. So if they're feeling uncomfortable with you standing in your power, shining your light, they might poke at that. They might step on you a little bit. They might yell at you a little bit. This is going back to the flashlight analogy. That's where the spiritual hygiene comes in. Spiritual self-care. Okay, clearing your energy, meditating, doing the salt soap, all of those things. This has been super duper fun. I hope that you enjoyed. Again, make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel, share this video, and I love you today and every day. And I will talk to you soon.